What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Big Bike BMX. My name is Isaac, and today we're going to talk about seats. Some people call them saddles. We're going to talk about entry-level ones like, hey, I need one because I'm a bigger person and the little stock seat isn't comfy, all the way up to the leather type seats that you'll see on show bikes, things like that. What's the right one for you? I've spent a lot of time thinking about this. I've spent a lot of time sitting on random seats that some are comfortable, some are not. I'm going to give you my opinions. Now, they're just my opinion. I am not a bike. I'm not a show bike person. I do have some of the like Brooks stuff, so we'll go over what it is. But take that into account. My only goal here, as I cover the mic, my only goal here is to get you to be able to ride your bike longer and more comfortably. That's all I care about. And so if you just want to come and see what different saddles are out there, seats are out there, cool, man. You're in for a good little fun time with your pal Isaac. So let's talk about, first and foremost, the entry level seat. Now, everything I'm showing you today is a railed seat. They are not pivotals. The pivotal ones are the ones that have the teeth on the bottom, and you actually just adjust them into the seat post itself. The seat post usually looks like this. It has like a U shape on it. That's just a pivotal seat. These are the more old school railed seats we're going to talk about today, so take that into account. Now, it is, just a side note, it is 105 degrees outside. I'm in my garage, so I will tend to sweat. So you'll see me doing this a little bit. Just forgive me for that, but there's no other place I can film this. So it is what it is. It's Phoenix. All right. First and foremost, the biggest question that I want to address, because this is probably one of the more, it's at least a top 3 question on every BMX forum online. I just got a new big BMX bike. I'm coming back to BMX, or I'm coming back to bikes, or I need to find a comfortable seat for my wife. All of these are accurate. Someone that's not riding all the time, you haven't conditioned your butt to feel what it feels like to sit on a seat. All right, y'all. So let's talk about the first and foremost, the bigger seats. These are the ones, I mean, I hear people say this all the time. Hey, what's the best seat for me? I'm coming back to BMX or bikes, or I want my wife or my girlfriend or my friend to ride with me longer. What do you suggest? The answer to that is there's really 2. The thing that's going to help, I'm going to show you this one. This is an Electra. This is made for, I think, e-bikes. But look, man, they know their audience. And someone that's buying an e-bike, especially here where I live, like in the suburbs, it's someone that's going to ride it for a long time, but they're not going to find a standard, BMX size seat comfortable. So they make these ones. The wings on the seat, the saddle, are a little bit wider, so that's going to accommodate your butt a lot better than, say, a little tiny plastic seat. Makes sense. So you can find these. This one actually has some springs in the back. These are the springs here. They're covered by some rubber gaskets there. It looks cool, but they have some cool designs. I've seen some with like watermelons and ice creams, and they're just fun. If you're looking for something that's going to give you more support across your butt as you're sitting, this is a great option. And here's the thing, dude. Man, the BMXer in me is going to be like, I would never buy this seat. But I'm going to tell you this, man. When you're sitting on a seat, no one can see your butt. No one sees the seat. No one cares. They just care that you're out riding and you're a new person to hang out and ride with, and you like bikes because you're going on bike rides with a big group, or you're not going riding with anybody and they're not going to see your seat. So it doesn't matter. Like, dude, ride what's comfortable. That's the first most important thing. Ride what's comfortable. So this one is going to give you a little bit more stability. The Cloud 9 is a little bit thinner than this. And it's just not as wide. I'm sure they make them this wide. I've just never seen them. The ones that you get on Amazon, the ones that everybody says, get the one on Amazon. Like local bike shops sometimes carry them, but it's a little bit less wide, but the padding is incredible. It's like that soft, spongy, jelly type stuff with like a good seat topper on it. I'll put a picture right up here of what I'm talking about. It is a super comfortable seat. So find the big ones. This is an Electra e-bike seat. It's probably how you Google that, just e-bike seat or super comfortable seat if you're looking for something on Amazon, or just go to your local bike shop. But get the wider seat with the more padding. If you're just starting out, because that's going to give you the best comfort, and you'll ride a long time. And the thing about it, just remember this: nobody sees your seat when you're riding. Okay, doesn't matter. There's no such thing as a cool seat when you're riding. The coolest seat is the most comfortable seat because you're going to be able to go longer and be happier about it. So, all right, if you are building an old school, 20-inch bike, or you want that old school feel, they still make the plastic ones. I believe this is an SE. This is just that velo seat. Not a lot to really say about it. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is a SE because it has the beer bridge, the bottle opener on the bottom. Dude, they're durable. The plastic on them is really good. I've had this one for probably since 2021. It's 2025, and I've rotated out on my 20-inch freestyle bikes that I keep around. It is scuffed up. They get scuffed, of course, but it's a freestyle bike. It's a freestyle seat. If you get one of these, you know what you're getting. There is absolutely zero pad. It's just old school. That's great. But here's the thing. I want to remind you of something. This is the type of seat, like a Dominator or the Velo type seats. This was a seat that I sat on in all of my growing up. So my theory is probably my butt bones, my hip bones probably shaped to this size. So I'm just telling you that because Speedline Supercross makes a Carrera seat, which is the same. It's real close to this shape, right? You do it both ways. So there you go. Both real close to the same type of frame and body. This one has a nylon overlay. It's got the little dots in there. Let me cover my face. Maybe you can see it. But very, very comfortable. The thing about it, this one has padding, right? You can see my hands going in there, my fingers. It is a padded seat, and it's going to be durable. It's going to be padded, and it's going to be more comfortable because right down the middle, right there, you can see a difference in color. That is a cutout in the plastic, so that really it's just the cover, the vinyl cover, the foam, and then nothing. So that gives you a lot more padding for your prostate, in that prostate area. So it'll be a little bit more comfortable. This is the Carrera seat. They do have one level up from this. This is the one that I've been riding for about 2 years. The Carrera RS, which is leather and Kevlar. It's two materials over the top of the seat. I've been riding that since I joined Supercross, and I love this seat. So take a look at the Carrera. Take a look at the Carrera RS. If you like this style of seat, but you want something a little bit more comfortable, you have an option. You don't have to sit on plastic. So the Carrera or the Carrera RS, I've done a review and an install on the Carrera RS, so I'll put that card up there so you can watch that. But stay to the end. It'll be on there. You'll find it. All right. The next type of seat is the stock. This shape and size is what you probably are used to seeing. GT, Haro, SE, everybody has this size style of seat. This is an older one, so the SE, you will typically see SE on the back, or PK Ripper, or Big Flyer. They'll do something on the back that signifies this is part of that bike. This one has some square geometric patterns on there. I think this is on a Crooks and Castles, maybe. I don't remember which one this is on, but it's an older SE seat. Doesn't have the bottle opener here, and that's all right. What I want you to see is the size. Now, it's padded. It has some good padding all the way around it, so you can sit on these comfortably. When I first got back into BMX, my first bike was a Big Ripper. I think I was about 270 at the time, and now I'm 220. So you will drop a bunch of pounds just because you're outputting calories, and it's a lot of fun. It's easy to do. So if you are starting out, these saddles or seats will be super comfortable for you in no time. You just get used to it, just like we did with those plastic seats. But if you want to upgrade to something different, that's what this is about. But you are absolutely fine if you have this style and shape of seat. It's very common. If you happen to like this style of seat, but you want something different, a little bit more comfortable, the RideOutSupply seat. Now this one, I apologize, you guys. These are used seats. I didn't just call people and say, hey, let me get a seat for this review. This is a U seat. This was one on my PK Ripper. These ones, same shape, right? Same size as a stock SE. Difference is this area in the back is reflective, which is cool. Cars coming up, they can see you. The RideOutSupply logo has a color, and then it has the color on the horn and then the back of the brace. And then when it's not been used and ridden 1,000 miles, it'll say RideOutSupply up here, but that's just screened on. It's going to come off. Just expect that. So this one, though, it's a little bit different. This is more of like a leather like vinyl top. This one is more of like it's like a faux suede feel. It's not, now I don't want you to think it's like a faux leather, but it's that soft fabric. I don't know what it's called. It's like almost like a rubber type fabric. It's grippy is really what I'm trying to get at. So if you're riding, you're doing wheelies, you use your hips to control. Super easy on this because you're going to be able to grip the seat and control it with your hips easier than you will if you're sliding around on a more slippery type seat. So take that into account if it's something that you're doing. You're a wheelie, someone that likes to do wheelies. If you're doing knee knocks, things like that, I feel like this has more cushion on the back. So when you're jumping down from your foot to your knee, it's going to be easier on this seat, in my opinion, because just feeling that foam, more foam in this than a regular this size seat. So look at the RideOutSupply seats. They're really great. Now we're going to move into, this is the more, these are more expensive. These are from more like a show bike. People tend to use these. This is the most BMX-y looking of them, in my opinion. This is the Brooks. Here you go. Brooks on the back. It has a cool little nameplate on both the ones I'm going to show you. This is the Cambium. It's a rubber top. So this can be ridden in all weather, unlike the other Brooks seat that I'm going to show you in a minute. The way this works, you have a connection point up here, connection in the back, and then it's just empty in the middle, railed seat. So it becomes a hammock. So as you sit here, the body weight, it'll hammock down. I can't really show you without it because I have to hold it too, but trust me, this dips down just a little bit. It's a comfortable seat. A lot of people love and swear by these. If you're a customizer, you can actually get crivets, I believe they're called, K or C. Instead of rivets, it's a K or a C, crivets. But you can get different colors, really cool. You can get different color tops or the rubber dyed different colors. And then the one up here you can match as well. It does have that iconic bridge on the back that says Brooks. I mean, obviously they're not super durable. You can kind of see that one's got worn down a little bit. It's got some scuffs and scratches. And I'm only pointing it out for the show bike people because like a regular rider, we don't care about that stuff. So just pointing that out. If you're expecting it to be super durable, you can kind of see how it stretches the fabric around the rivets can stretch and start to wear a little bit. I'd just be a little bit concerned about it. But this is a very comfortable seat. It does feel, you can feel it's not soft. It's more of just a hammock. I don't know how to describe that, man. Hammock. Yeah. So think about that for a little bit. But that's the best way to describe it. So yeah, it's spongy. You can kind of see it going in there. Don't have anything bad to say about them. I just think for me, I would rather have a more BMX looking seat. So I would go with the Carrera RS over this, but that's just my opinion. Now, the next one, I completely understand why people love this. We are going to end with this. This is kind of the one that most custom bike show people love and long distance riders love this. To me, this doesn't look BMX at all. Brooks has been around since the 1800s. It's a long-standing British company. They haven't changed a lot because it works for what their intended purpose is. My intended purpose, I look at it as a BMX bike. So for me, this doesn't look great, but I don't do show bikes or anything like that. So I will tell you the pros and cons of this one. I'll start with the cons and then we'll end with the pros. The cons, it is a hard leather seat, so it takes a while to break in. It's not comfortable right out of the box. It's not like a Cloud 9 where you're going to put it on and that night's ride is just going to be super comfy. Not at all. It took me about 200 miles to break this in. But there are some things you can do to make it easier. This here, the way the seat works, you have the rivets up front and then you have rivets on the back. It does the same kind of a hammock design, right? So you sit in it and the leather will give way to the weight of your body. And what will happen over time is your butt bones, like depending on how wide your ball joints and your butt bones are, it will form in here and in here. This entire back piece will form to your butt, and over time, it is it's like a glove, right? It matches your bone specifically, and that's fantastic. It takes a long time to get there. One thing you can do when you first get your seat, it does come. This is an adjustment screw here, so this is where the tighter that screw is, the more it puts pressure and tension on your seat, your saddle area. And it comes with a tool, a little wrench, or you get one yourself, and back this out 1/4 of a turn, just 1/4 of a turn. Then you get the balm, the salve. It's like Vaseline petroleum jelly. Lather that all over the inside and the outside of the seat so that it gets a good conditioning. I need to condition this one again too, actually. But condition it, let it sit overnight, then put it on your bike, then go riding. It takes about 200 miles. What I would tell you is after about 2 weeks, tighten that back up the 1/4 turn. So add tension of a 1/4 turn. You removed a 1/4 earlier. Now add that so that you actually have the right tension. But that little 1/4 turn does seem to help out a bit when you're first starting out because it's not comfortable when you first start. It's a long game and the payoff is high, I'm told. I rode about 200 miles. I couldn't get this thing to be super comfy, at least not as comfy as my Carrera was. So easy for me to switch. Plus, it's heavier, but if you're doing a show bike, it doesn't matter to you how heavy it is. It's a great, great legendary seat. I will not tell you that anything bad about it when it comes to that. Just the break-in period's hard. For me, it's a little bit slippery, so doing wheelies is a little bit harder for me as well, which also makes this not a perfect choice for the style of riding that I want to do. I need something a little bit more durable, but when it comes, that day will come when I can no longer wheelie or do tricks, and you may see this on my bike some point in the future. I don't know. I don't dislike them. I just prefer the look of the other ones, the more BMX styled ones like the Carrera RS. But these are great seats. The pros: when you ride this over time, your butt bones are going to push in and form this saddle, and it will be the most perfect thing in the world. And so that's a plus. They do come in lots of different colors, as far as like black, natural, like a darker one. I've seen people like carve and engrave them. Looks really nice. There's just some cool things you can do to them. They do have some straps in the back as well for carrying things like tools, a little tool bag. Again, not super BMXy to me, but I've seen people, build a bike, and it looks great. So if that is something, if the premium leather seat is something that appeals to you as far as the way it's going to look on your bike, some people will match like with some leather grips. All that show stuff, great. Or if you're a long distance rider, you want to try out what people say is the most comfortable over time. Definitely look at the Brooks. I have never seen one fall apart. The only thing I've seen, that one of the downsides is you can't ride with it in rain or get it wet because it's leather, and it's going. If you get it wet and you sit on it, it is going to give because it's wet, and it will dry, and it will not return to this shape. I've seen a bazillion bikes that went riding. You can find them online. Just look at like rode my Brooks in the water or when it rained, and the seat will just dip down and then it will dry like that. You got to get a whole new one. So that is a downside, but if you know your conditions are going to be dry and your seat's not going to get wet, go for it. So that's the saddle overviews. I hear this all the time. What's the best saddle? My opinion, recap. If you are just starting out and you're not conditioned your butt to ride the long distances, and maybe the current level of fitness that you're at requires you to have a bigger seat to be comfortable, go with the Cloud9, and then if you can't find one, go with the Electra. But look for the wider, more stable seats and the most amount of cushion you can get. Bonus points if they have the springs. Okay, get that for your friends that are just starting out. If you're just starting out, or if you want your wife, girlfriend, and they don't ride all the time, get them that seat. It'll be more comfortable. Odds are they'll ride farther with you. If you're looking for the old school style, the plastic is great. Not a lot to really review there. You know what it is. If you like that style and you want to class it up a bit, the Carrera RS and the Carrera seats from Supercross are fantastic. It's that same shape. It's got padding, but it has the uh, the prostate relief in the middle, and it's super comfy. If you are riding a stock SE bike, you probably have this shape. Fantastic. If you love it, keep riding it. If you are looking for something that will grip a little bit better than the stock type SE, every SE bike I feel like has a different style of seat. My PK Ripper seat was like grippy. This one, obviously, it's like faux leather. It's a lot more slippery. So find the seats going to be comfortable for you at SE. I think this one is the best bet for that, though. It's grippy, it's foamy, and it is lots of different colors. You can just get to customize it right away. The custom options from RideOutSupply. Super, super great seat, and it's durable. I ran this for probably 2 years when I was on SE. And before, I mean, this was on my PK Ripper for a long, 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 long time. In fact, I wore off the RideOutSupply that was on the back that was screened on. So great seat. And then if you're going for comfort and style, and you don't care if it looks super BMXy, go with the Brooks Cambium or the leather, the B17. You're gonna like them both. If the look is okay for you, and it doesn't have to be that traditional BMX style, certainly look into those. But again, if it's on me to pick my best of the best, I could ride whatever, but I'm riding the Carrera RS, and I think that's probably my favorite seat. The leather and the Kevlar makes it super durable, and it has that same foam cutout underneath. I'll put the card up here. You can watch the review of it in the install. I love that seat. That's the one I would go with. Secondary would probably be RideOutSupply. Third would be, one day I may switch to the Brooks, but man, I get it, you guys. I know you love them because it's leather, but it just doesn't look BMXy enough for me to really care. But who knows? No one's going to see, right? All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in and watching that little seat overview. My top picks, if you are just coming back, or you, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever wants to ride long distances and have instant comfort and a wider, more stable seat, go with the Electra, the Cloud 9. If you're looking for my personal favorite seat, look, man, I'm an 80s kid. I feel like my butt and my hips shaped over this size Velo type seat, which then makes the Carrera, the modern version of that is covered in foam and has the prostate cutout. This is my most comfortable seat. I love it. I got on the Supercross team. I got a Carrera RS seat, and those are what I'm running on my 26 and my 29. I love them. And if you grew up in the 80s and you rode a lot on this style of seat, I think this will be the most comfortable for you. Just because I think when we were in puberty and we're all growing from this tall to this tall, I think our hips formed over pedaling on bikes. I mean, we rode from city to city. I mean, you guys, we would ride for 3 hours because we heard a ramp was in some other city. I'm sure you did that too. So a lot of time got spent forming my little body doing this on my hips, pedaling up and down over this style of seat. I think this will be the most comfortable for you. So that's why I'm picking that one. But ride whatever makes you comfortable. That's the end of the day. Remember this, nobody sees your seat when you're pedaling. They're looking in the eye and they're most excited about talking to you and having a new person to ride with and talk about bikes with. No one cares about your seat. So please, please, please feel no, I guess, self-consciousness. I don't know what the word. Don't be ashamed of having a big seat if that's the route you go. Don't be ashamed of having like a plastic seat, because that gives you the most joy. Someone coming up like, oh, is that a plastic seat? Yes, it's a plastic seat. It's what I grew up with. I loved it. No one cares, to be honest with you. Nobody cares about the seat that you're riding when you're pedaling your bike. They can't even see it. So don't worry about that. Worry about your comfort and what's going to get you to ride longer, farther, and be happier. That's the whole point of this. So get the seat that's going to hit that for you. Maybe it's the plastic seat because you love old school BMX. Maybe it's one of these carved Brooks saddles because you want to have a show bike, or maybe you're building the perfect, old school bike that you're going to hang on the wall and you need this plastic seat to make it work, that's the best seat for you, man. Even though I'm over here telling you I would never ride it, that's the best seat for you. And that's really all that matters. So choose wisely, have a good time, go ride your bikes, and I'll see you back here on Big Bike BMX.